As the symbolic torch was carried through Juneau, Alaska on its way to the 2002 Olympics, Douglas Public High School let students stand on city streets to watch it pass by. When it did, Douglas student Joe Frederick unfurled this banner, "Bong Hits for Jesus."
I find it absurdly funny. I was not promoting drugs. I assumed most people would take it as a joke.
His school principal didn't. She tore down the banner and suspended him. Frederick sued, arguing his constitutional rights were violated.
He was a citizen exercising free speech in a public place at a public event.
But the school argues
it was a field trip where the school was able and did exercise its authority.
in this case to prevent kids from being exposed to arguably pro-drug messages, according to its attorney, Kenneth Starr.
Schools should be able to put a stop to these kinds of pro-drug culture messages.
They disagree. As members of Students for a Sensible Drug Policy, they traveled to Washington to demonstrate for student speech rights.
If they are learning at such a young age that, freedom of speech is more a myth than a fact, then that is sort of a dangerous precedent to set for our country.
The court has long ruled schools do have rights to limit student speech, but Frederick's lawyer Douglas Mertz says they don't apply in this case.
The test is whether the exercise of free speech creates a substantial disruption of the educational process.
But what's disruptive enough to limit free speech? These California kids demonstrated against immigration policy last year. Others oppose the war in Iraq. Can schools muzzle those views? Some Christian groups file briefs here arguing that too much school power could prevent kids from espousing religious views.
The legal rule that's established is going to cover a lot of different kinds of protests that may involve student messages that are much more profound and are really aimed at some of the most important disputes in society.
Making Bong Hits for Jesus an important addition to First Amendment law. Gary Nurienberg, CNN, Washington.